Hello, everybody. At this time, we are talking about a cooperative. A cooperative structure is a legally incorporated entity designed to serve the interests of its members. Cooperatives carry on businesses in all sectors and may be profit sharing enterprises or non profit organizations. They serve their members by providing goods and services that may be unavailable or too costly to access as individuals. They share costs and carry on their enterprise under principles of non discrimination, democracy, independence, and education and care for communities. Generally, all members are expected to use or contribute to their cooperative and have an equal say in the running of the organization. Cooperatives are subject to state and territory legislation and the cooperative's national law. And then we move to principles of a cooperative. The first principle: voluntary and open membership. Cooperatives are voluntary organizations open to all persons able to use their services and willing to accept the responsibilities and meet the requirements of membership without gender, social, racial, political, or religious discrimination. Members have control over setting policies for the co-op and making decisions for the cooperative. And then second, concern for community. Cooperatives work for the sustainable development of their communities through policies approved by their members. And then third, democratic member control. Cooperatives are democratic organizations controlled by their members who actively participate in setting their policies and making decisions. And then fourth, cooperation among cooperatives. Cooperatives serve their members most effectively and strengthen the cooperative movement by working together through local, national, regional, and international structures. And then fifth, member economic participation. Members contribute equitably to and democratically control the capital of their cooperative. And sixth, education, training, and information. Cooperatives provide education and training for their members, elected representatives, managers, and employees so they can contribute to the development of their cooperatives. They inform the general public about the nature and benefits of cooperatives. And then we move to types of cooperatives. The first type, consumer co-ops. These co-ops enable members to purchase goods or services at a better price. They often support local products and redistribute profits to members in proportion to to their purchases, for example, community grocers, funeral services, recreation, etc. And then second, financial co-ops. These co-ops offer banking and financial services under adequate conditions for their members, with democratic participation in decision making, like credit unions. And then third, producer co-ops. These co-ops enable producers to share resources and infrastructure, thereby reducing costs and improving efficiency. For example, agricultural, fishing, etc. And then fourth, multi-stakeholder co-ops. These co-ops enable diverse groups like consumers, workers, local organizations, etc. to meet specific social or environmental needs like home care, renewable energy, and etc. And fifth, worker co-ops. These co-ops allow employees to also be owners and participate in management of the business, thereby creating stable and equitable jobs like forestry services, information technology, etc. And then we move to the benefits of co-ops. Some of the benefits include the first, group purchasing. In cooperative, you can pool resources to get a better result than you would on your own. Your team's combined finances can earn you lower rates on inventory using the economy of scale. And then second, social support. Cooperatives are designed to fill a community need, providing essential products and services that may not otherwise be deemed profitable enough for businesses to sell. And then third, lowered risk. You are only liable for what you directly invest in the cooperative and don't have to worry about paying for a sheriff, especially about debts over time. And then we move to cooperatives as a business. Cooperative businesses operate like any other successful business, with the exception that all the members of the business have an input on what happens to the profits instead of external shareholders. Often these profits are reinvested in the business to help improve operations or recruit new staff. Profits may also be shared among members of the cooperative or used to help fund work in the local community. Cooperatives bring people together through shared values. They can be businesses in any area and can be any size, such as healthcare, to housing firms, to football clubs, credit unions, to community-owned shops, and then pubs to public relation, and wind farms to web design. And then we move to differences between cooperatives and other types of cooperations. The first difference between cooperatives and corporations about purpose. Cooperatives exist to serve their members or meet a particular need of their members. The purpose of for-profit corporation is usually to increase the wealth of the shareholders. And then second, about voting rights. At co-ops. Each member gets one vote. With other corporations, how many votes a shareholder gets is based on the number of shares they own, on the size of their stake in the company. And then the third, identity of board members. The people who serve on the boards of cooperatives come from the co-op's membership ranks for the most part. In the case of other types of corporation, outsiders, that is, non-shareholders, are often appointed or elected to the board. And fourth, accountability. Co-ops must be accountable and serve the needs of all members. Other corporations are most accountable to the shareholders who hold the largest stake in the company. One of the notable differences between corporation and cooperatives is corporation about how they are taxed, although there are many similarities in how the organizations are taxed. And then co-ops have a way of reducing their tax burden that isn't available to other corporations. I think it is enough. Thanks for watching.